legends on. The Brits and the Brun got together and finished with 2 times. They had a big breakup and they kissed and made up, and that's how they got to the semis. Manny McKibbin was wearing that grinning when his older brother got hurt. Then Ty came along and he righted the wrong, and they won and they rolled in the dirt. Billy Allen and Stafford, they got to the finals 2 times, and I'm glad they won 1. And let's not forget about Summer and Sweat and Flint and Larson had fun. The NVL, V-League, and F5 together promoted World Series. This hot summer day, both Witz and Clays and Krabs and Alex Ranghieri. The cello and Stockman and Flugin and Bachman and Ludwig played like a boss. This Brown Wilson and Brunner and Maddison, Law and Frenchick and Ross. Phil and Nichols up shop with the blocks and the shots at Lovis and Toledo were on. And the summer coaches made the NBA finals, and I guess we can all thank to Ron. Volleyball, the Tuesday after, starts now. So joining me today on the show is how should I say, the USC Trojan standout, of course the Punahou alum, 3-time champion there, of course new face and familiar face in the AVP, and now I can say AVP champion. He is Maddison McKibbin. Maddison, welcome to the show.
What's going on? How are we doing? That's
right. This is called Via the Magic of Skype. And sir, your Skype looks beautiful. All right, so let's work our way to the recent past. Let's talk a little bit about the AVP in San Francisco. How did you and Ty come about to play with each other?
You know, when Riley hurt himself, it's kind of a few guys that I wanted to play with. You know, Ty, made that list. So, you know, there's a few mix-ups after New York, and you know, it was kind of the right place at the right time for both of us. And for me, it was a great opportunity to play with a player like Ty, and I've already learned so much. And so, you know, it couldn't have happened any better.
Yeah, no doubt. As far as the chemistry was concerned and being acclimated to the new partner, was that something that was a long process? Is that something that took a long time, or you guys got into it like really, really fast?
No, I thought our chemistry relatively got together pretty quickly. You know, Ty's a very just a good vibe volleyball player. He's a great teammate and a great partner. So for me, being the younger guy, he created an atmosphere where it was easy to get along with a guy like that. I don't know many people who don't get along with Ty. So in that sense, he, like I said, he created this atmosphere where inevitably our chemistry would be good.
Yep. Okay, so now let's go to. I want to take you back. You have match point opportunity number 1, right? Mm-hmm. And you're in the finals. And you're going against Stafford Slick and Billy Allen. I'd like you to walk me through that last play before the ref blew the whistle. Was there anything the two of you said to each other about blocking or this or that?
In set 1 or set 2 at the very end?
We're talking match point, not set point.
Match point.
Yeah.
You know, we were up by a bit when it went into the free scoring, and Stafford and Billy went on one of their few and only runs against us. So we had seen a few other teams and been in that position before. So, things do get a little tense, but we were able to bring it back down. And, when they did get to 19 and we had 20, we were going back and forth. So we found our rhythm again. And, Stafford, considering his injury, was siding out relatively well. He wasn't as dynamic and as powerful as he usually was, but he's still getting it done. And I kind of knew that it was going to come down to a block. And so I know in that last block, I told myself I was going to take a step into the angle and dive back to the line because, as the game progressed, I thought that's what he wanted to do more often than not. Mm-hmm. I think it's a product of his injury. The ball hit my hands and I saw it go down and I couldn't believe what would happen.
I guess the next question was, is there any real way to describe how that felt after you got that block?
No, I mean, I really can't describe it. I was in shock. I'd always watched, players win growing up, and that was always a goal of mine. But realistically, I didn't think that was in the cards for me this season. Especially rather than going down and changing partners up. My goal was to just keep plugging away. And though we tried to make it as far as we can, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to be there. But when I got there on Sunday, it was just a different mentality. Something changed, and it definitely changed for the better.
And what changed? I think we had a little conversation off the record. I said, I've seen you block before, right? But your blocking that day, or as the tournament progressed, had a little bit more, I won't say anger. There was some level of aggression that I can't find the nomenclature for. Your hit, your wrist away, the line. You know what I'm saying? They gave you line, you plowed through it with a tank. And these are things I've seen you, Maddison McKibbin, do all the time. But there was something a little bit more, man. Did you feel it? And what the hell was that?
I don't know. I mean, I know that in the semis and the finals, I probably played the best matches that I've ever played. And to nail it down to one thing or the other wouldn't give it justice because I don't know. At the start of Sunday, I was talking to my girlfriend, Chelsea Hayes, and I was trying to figure out what sort of mentality to go into this last day with. I mean, I wanted to win. But, when you put so much pressure on yourself, then, you don't perform as well. So do I play with this mentality of, not that I don't care, but, let's just play your best and see what happens. So I was kind of trying to figure out what sort of mentality to go in there with. But what really helped focus me a lot was playing with Ty. And one of the biggest things that helped was every time I go back to serve, he told me to breathe. And we, as coaches, as players, we all tell each other to breathe. But when you really take a conscious effort to take some time off and to focus on that, it made all the difference in the world.
Huge.
And my brother and I wrote a post on it on Instagram for McKibbin Volleyball, MCKB Volleyball, and it was so true, and it was really the biggest difference maker in those two matches than really anything else.
Yeah, it's I was working with Hagen Smith, like St. John's kid and Cole Fiers, and they were in the qualifier for the NVL, the co-promotion with FIVB, same thing. Yeah. They came in as the 30th seed, made the main draw, and I was just like, how you guys doing today? I need you to let's take a deep breath. But I'm glad that worked for you. And Ty is not one of those things where you have to deal with your partner, and I think that really helped too. Most importantly, I think you alluded just action objective instead of trying to be good, just be. Just play. You know what I'm saying? As a theater performer and a volleyball player, one of those things, you get on stage, you don't try to be good, you just perform, and it's up to the audience to decide this and that. So, all right, listen, another conversation we had off the record a couple of months ago, I believe it was at Huntington. We were talking, you came up and asked me about the scoring freeze and my sentiment, and at that time I hated it, and now I have mixed feelings, Maddison McKibbin. And you told me why you like it. Why don't you tell the people why you liked it? You mentioned something about it being a grind.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I know how I feel about it now. I've been on both sides of the scoring freeze. I've lost matches where I was up, and I've won matches when I was down. So I'm right in between. But, it's kind of mirrors the same relationship why I love beach over indoor. Yeah. Is because beach volleyball, obviously, you can't get subbed out. It's only 2-on-2. And it teaches you at an early age how to grind things out, how to grind it out more so on indoor. Because I played an indoor, and there's been times of overwhelming where you almost want to get subbed out. You're not doing very well. But at least in beach, you need to figure it out for yourself. So how that mirrors the scoring is, I've never been in a match where the mentality of siding out changes at the most critical point in a match, where your serving mentality changes, your side-out mentality changes for the good or the worse. So it just increases that demeanor that you have to have playing beach volleyball of grinding it out. And I think it'll inevitably create, tougher athletes. So I liked it. And, from a fan's perspective, at the end of the day, we're entertainers. Every single sport, we are entertainers. And I can't see a single person arguing that there haven't been more entertaining matches because of the scoring. I've seen some matches where I've left one court to go to another court because it's the freeze point, and you have to see an incredible, amazing match. End of it. So, I know we've all been on one side or the other, and I think that just depends which side you fall, if you've been hurt by it more or have been helped by it more. Yeah. But I don't know where you stand on it, but I was kind of up in the air when it first happened, and now I like it.
You're a grinder. you appreciate the grind. Listen, there was, speaking of something that was good for the sport of volleyball, and I should be asking questions, but I got to make a comment. The celebration at the end. Dude, I'm putting it in a poem. I'm putting it in an Animaniac style jingle. I really, really enjoyed the celebration because the celebration to me was a culmination of the hard work you guys put in, and you just can't hold that shit in. So you didn't plan on doing it. It's just one of those things that happened. But I just wanted to say I thought it was really, really good for the sport of volleyball, Maddison.
I appreciate it. It was a shitload of fun.
Well, that's all I got. You're out of here, man. I want to take the time to express my, of course, innate gratitude and appreciation for coming on my show. You were the first guest for my first episode, so I really, really love from World Series of Volleyball last year when I first interviewed you to where you are now. Man, there's just so many things that change, and yet so many things that stay the same.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you got it.
Peace.
Okay, ladies and gents, that was Maddison McKibbin, and now we can call him, in addition to Punahou High School champion, in addition to USC Trojan standout, and in addition to one half of the Beard Bros, an AVP qualifier, the main draw, now we can call him AVP champion. Great job. Okay, joining me is AVP standout, the 6'8" guy from Minnesota, the big blocker, the front row, the guy with the goggles. And now I can say AVP champion, Stafford Slick. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Good to be here, Jason.
Cool, man. Well, let's start with the quasi-recent past. Let's talk a little bit about Seattle. You are in the finals, right? You're going against... Remind me?
Rosie and Trevor.
That's right. It was Rosie and Trevor. Yeah. And you're, Steph, you're at match point right now. Is there something you said to Billy Allen before you went to the next match point opportunity number one? I believe you got an awesome cross court block on, or maybe like a 5 block on Trevor Crabb.
Yeah. So that actually wasn't match point number one. If you go back and look at the tape, match point number one. I had 2 jump serve tricklers that went in.
Hey, I didn't know from my big mouth on this one.
No worries, man. No, it's all good. But yeah, that was pretty funny. So went back to my first championship point and had an ace trickle, and then had to redo that. Had another trickle ace, and that obviously doesn't count under the Donaldson rules. But yeah, so I don't really say anything as far as the championship point was concerned. We had been, kind of attacking both Trevor and Rosie that whole match, and Trevor was doing a good job, as he does, seeing the court and shooting around, and I guess we called a 4, just a dive angle, and
right.
Trevor kind of fell into that trap. So, but man, it felt good to step a ball for my first championship for sure, and I think I just kind of collapsed afterwards. So it was pretty special moment.
Yeah. Well, speaking of special moments, I actually just talked to Maddison McKibbin, and it's almost identical, the sentiment that both of you guys shared. You guys went from the AVP in New York, like you getting blocked for a match point, AVP Seattle, you blocking someone for a match point, and then the AVP San Francisco, Maddison getting the block for a match point. So you got 3 AVP men's finals, and I won't call it point opportunity number 1. I'm an idiot for saying that. I didn't mean to do that. But how like crazy is that all 3 of them finished in block?
well, I think, yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy. I guess I haven't really thought about it like that. But the cool part is, I think that, it's just a product of the rule change and the point freeze. And, I'm sure we'll end up talking about our semi in San Francisco with the point freeze, but I think it provides the fans a really exciting opportunity to, see a team kind of have to grovel and find a way to earn a point to win. And, it's not surprising to me, especially on the men's side, that, the quickest way to earn a point is to shove the ball down at the net. So, it seems to be,
the ace in the block. Yeah, so Huntington, I was sharing a joke with Billy Allen before, and at Huntington, you guys, I think, had a match point or our game, match point opportunity and hit the tape, and the refs missed it. And I was like, "What happened there?" And Billy Allen was like, "Well, some guy in the crowd yelled, 'It's a replay.'" I was like, "Billy," I said, "Billy, it was me. I'm so sorry."
Super funny. Yeah, because neither Taylor or Jake, that was the first event of the year, so neither Taylor or Jake picked up on that tape serve. And it's funny because John, I think you were on one side of the court, and then John Mayer was actually watching on the other side, and I went back to serve again after we quote-unquote earned the point. And he was looking at me, he was like, "That doesn't count, right?" I was like, "I don't think so." And then Taylor, and then you spoke up, and then Taylor was like, "Oh, yeah. Hey," and then so the referees figured it out. It was pretty funny, just adjusting again at the first event, but I think everybody's got it figured out now. So
yeah. So listen, you and Stafford Slick, I don't know if I should call you guys a new team at this point, right? You've played 4 tournaments. I guess new team for this year. How long did it take you guys to become? I guess chemistry-wise, just used to each other and this and that, and how difficult or easy is it? Dealing with a partner like Billy Allen.
How easy is it to deal with Billy Allen? He's such a headache. No, I mean anybody who's watched Billy play is you notice that he's pretty no nonsense and all business on the court, and great guy off the court too. Great family man, good dad, good husband, and so it was kind of. Billy and I played the Norseca events, and actually the first event of the EVP season last year in 2016, and then obviously I had my eye injury, cue the goggles, Wiley X, all that sort of stuff. So Billy is a guy that I've always wanted to play with, just because he's pretty steady, pretty even keel. But I think the cool thing about Billy and just what we've been able to do as a team this year is that, historically, for a long time, people just kind of knew what they were going to expect or knew what they were going to get from Billy. But I think he's surprising a lot of people this year with how dynamic he is offensively. Obviously, he's a great defender. And even just in what we're trying to accomplish in terms of dynamic offense, his ability as a hand setter too. He was a hand setter in college, obviously at Northridge. So for him to kind of build his confidence in that on the beach was something that took a little bit of time. And he and I had plenty of good conversations about, what our goals were as a team, what we wanted to accomplish, based on our unique strengths. I think this season has just been a progression in terms of figuring out what that chemistry is, and I think obviously the progression is fifth in Huntington, third in Austin, second in New York, first in Seattle, and obviously the injury in San Francisco was pretty frustrating, and I think if I were 100% in that final, I think we would have another title under our belts. But
well, you showed incredible. Well, Stafford, you showed incredible tenacity playing through it. I mean, like semifinals, I think you were down match point 14-20, right? And then there was a scoring. And there was a scoring freeze.
So match point was in the third set. We were down 9-14 to Ricardo and Reed. Yeah.
And the second set.
With that freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, the second set.
It was second set, if you remember, was 14.
Yeah, that's right. It was something crazy with that, wasn't it? Yeah. So I mean, we had to fight through it and figure out a way to, to try to make it work as a team. I mean, if something happens, something major happens, and you don't adjust as a team, whether it's an injury or whether it's somebody's doing something different offensively, or you don't adjust that's around that. Like the team that doesn't adjust doesn't often succeed. So I think our adjustment in that match in the semifinal, our comeback was just, Billy, you need to take over right now.
Yeah. So, Let me tell you something about Billy. Billy, I put Billy right up there with John Mayer as far as the player who uses the least amount of energy for a maximum result. It seems like he's not laboring out there. It seems like he's not working hard. He takes this methodical approach and jump, and then the swing is an absolute whip, and you're like, holy cow, what was that? And every time I think of Billy Allen, as far as like his approach to the game, I always think of John Mayer for some reason. And but I'm really, really glad you guys made that partnership happen. You guys took first in NORCECA, and you won NORCECA twice. I was just trying to remember who with.
No, so Billy and I never took first. We medaled every time that we played in NORCECA event. So we got third and 2 silvers, I think, last season. But no, I won my NORCECA. I won one with Casey Jennings in 2014 in Mexico, and then with Burek in St. Lucia last year.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember. I was there for the qualifier. That was actually pretty fun to watch. You played. And I think you played Marion Dougherty in the finals for the qualifier, and both of you guys qualified or something.
We did. Yeah. We ended up beating Billy and Theo to get to the final, and then played Ryan and John in the final.
That's amazing. Yeah. So listen, we got Hermosa Beach coming up next week. We have Manhattan Beach after that, and other various tournaments. And I wanted you to tell me and the people who follow this show, which are the diehards predominantly, but I'm getting a whole bunch of casuals. What's up with your injury? How long are you going to be out? What does it look like?
So right now, taking it one day at a time. Obviously, Billy and I are signed up for Hermosa. We're going to play as the 1 seed. So, we've got a great thing going so far this season, and I don't necessarily want to lose any momentum with that. The injury hasn't resolved itself, but it's going to provide us with some interesting challenges as a team, and I think we're going to get better regardless of the outcome of Hermosa. Obviously, we're still looking to make a push for the podium, either first, second, or third. We want to be playing on Sunday every time we show up. So we've got some unique challenges ahead of us, but we've had some good practices this week already, kind of building up towards the event. And I think, again, like I said, regardless of the finish, that we're going to learn some things and develop as a team. And we're super stoked to be playing essentially in our backyard. So it's something we don't want to miss.
Yeah, isn't it great? You trip, you fall, you're there. Not something you have to travel for, make a hotel accommodations and this and that. All right. Well, Steph, that's basically all I got. I know you're trying to take care of your little one. Yours and Billy Allen, or your kids are close to the same age, or yours is close to my kid's age, right? You, what, 8 months, 9 months?
Yeah. So my son he just turned a year last week, or almost 2 weeks ago now on the first. And then Billy's kid's around 17, 18 months, I think. So they're about 7 or 8 months apart.
Yeah, that kid's got tan lines, Stafford. that kid lives on the beach. He's got tan lines already. Mine's 7 months, and I actually coach on the beach, so she's out there too. And yep. So listen. Anyway, I wish you guys the best of luck and prosperity. Winning Seattle for you couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, and I expect, if not wish, more of the same. Okay, Stafford?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Jason. All right. We'll see you down in Russia.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world, brother. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. Cool. Take care.
Cool. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, that was Stafford Slick, AVP champion in Seattle. He won over Billy Allen. Billy Allen's second. The first one he won in Seattle last year. So, playing in Hermosa Beach, pretty big tournament. It wasn't a Gold Series thing, but if you look at the qualifier bracket and the main draw has actually 16 spots instead of 12, and I think there's 69 teams total. So there's this huge long day for the qualifier bracket. So you want to watch some of the earlier rounds, you better get up early, or check with me in NY Varsity. I'll put them up later in the day. Hey, Jason DeVeas, hiding in the corner with Sara Hughes.
In the shade.
What's up? Yeah, where you're supposed to be. Smart girl. So right now you guys are 3-0 out of pool. Congratulations. You're in a very, very good position. Let's go to the distant past before we go to this tournament. The last tournament was in Stafford, I believe?
Yes, it was.
For you guys, and you finished 5th, which was the highest American team finishing. Talk to me about the experience there and the people. Were they volleyball friendly, or how big they were on volleyball and this and that?
First of all, it's just a beautiful place. Oh my gosh, it almost felt fake. Beautiful mountains, landscapes, everything.
You're like, this isn't a movie. Get rid of the script.
It felt like
I don't want this in a script because the people watching this are not going to think it's real.
Yeah, we did get 9th in that tournament, but we got 5th in Croatia the week beforehand.
That was it. Okay.
But great experience. It is a smaller town, but people came out to watch, to cheer us on. Just beautiful place, and I was really happy I got to experience that.
Cool. And really quickly, tell me some of the things you guys do physically to prepare yourselves for tournaments like this, as far as conditioning and this and that. Like how far removed from a tournament do you stop lifting? Do you usually do like a Wednesday? Like let's say you play Thursday. Do you stop lifting Monday?
It really depends on where you're at, to be honest. Usually I'm lifting on a Monday just to keep my body going and moving, but usually once season hits, you really do tamper that off a little bit. And just as far as conditioning goes, we're out here running around in the sand anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't need to
She's like, I'm young.
Yeah, I'm okay, I'm good. No, but
that's what Hagen just said. I just talked to him.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's a fine balance. It's like you got to find what's best for your body and then apply it to yourself. I mean, you can't be not doing anything. You got to it's more of like a maintain in season. And
last but not least, without giving away too much of your strategy for the upcoming matches, what are some of the things on the court, technical wise, or should I say game plan wise, that you need to be mindful as you go against the international teams now?
Yeah, the international teams are so great, and regardless of who we're playing, I think our main priority is to stay aggressive every single point. I'm sure you guys have noticed out here, it is aggressive volleyball. They're going for everything. So not only
no one's taking a play off.
Yeah, I mean that's more physically, but mentally and strategically, we're watching film. We're deciding, before the match who we're going to serve, who we're going to go after. But when you're out there, it's sometimes you got to make adjustments in between a couple points or even at a timeout. But our main concern is to play together and be aggressive.
Okay, with respect to your humility and your niceness, I'm going to put you on the spot. Does you and Kelly playing your best beat everybody else playing their best?
Oh wow, that's a tough question. I would like to think so. If Kelly and I are doing our best, I think we're top contenders out there. Not to say that we'll be everyone, but I think if we're head to head and they're playing their best, we can for sure promise the fans that it's going to be a great match, and we're going to do the best we can to win.
What else? I mean, what else can we ask for, Sara? Sara Hughes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, cool. Hey, Jason DeBeas at courtside, representing volleyball one-on-one and representing NY Varsity Sports on YouTube. And I have the winners over the Brazilian team, Simon and Álvaro, right? Álvaro Filho. That's the junior. Congratulations on your straight set victory over them.
Thank you.
Cool.
Actually, we're like 1-1 because we won this morning against Brazil, and we just lost. We got whooped.
Yeah.
Against Netherlands.
That's just one of those games where the wheels came off. What would you say is one of those things that haunted you? Was it? All right. So fundamentally, what would you say was one of the things that haunted you in that game against the Netherlands, which kind of bit at you?
We know that they serve like crazy, and they have like really efficient side up. So we just couldn't, we just couldn't put any pressure on them with our serve, and they were so comfortable, and they just whooped us.
Yeah. So with the Spaniards having a 2-0 victory, an uneventful 2-0 victory over the Brazilians, what does the next game against the Spaniards mean for you? Is it the top two teams in each pool that get out?
Yeah, top two. Yeah, so tomorrow, in order to make it out of the pool, we need to win. And well, it depends on the other, because Brazil has already 2 losses.
Yeah.
2 game loss. And if they lose tomorrow, so they're going to be the last one. So
right.
We're going to play Herrera Gavira.
Yeah. However, because the win controls your destiny. If you win, who cares what everybody else does? Listen, you and Marco Caminiti made the semifinals last year. I was there, and I put a whole bunch on YouTube, NY Varsity Sports. You can watch if you want to catch up last year. What are some of the things you learned last year from this year as far as taking the next step from getting to the semifinals to possibly getting to the finals or maybe winning the whole thing?
Okay, so I have to tell you this. First of all, he is my partner for just United States events.
Right.
So every time I come to USA, I have that guy on my side, my wingman for the United States.
Good. So, watches your back. Good. You're in LA. You never know.
Yeah. So as like last year, what happened? It was like we were just enjoying the game, just feeling each other. Just trying to do our best on the court. I was doing my job, which is blocking, and he was doing his job defending every single ball. So that's how we got to the semis. So.
Very good.
I just want to recreate the same
mojo,
the same energy between us, and just kick some.
And last but not least, no, we could say ass. This is YouTube. Who cares? I say a whole bunch of stuff on this. I'm from New York, so. Were there any last-minute preparations coming in because you guys haven't played together for a while?
I play against Sean Rosenthal and Trevor Crabb.
Okay.
In Hermosa Beach these days.
That's where I live. Okay.
Actually, I was wearing also Crabb's shorts.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Good shorts, man.
Yeah, and all the fans and all the girls who were hanging out over there in Hermosa were, oh, whoa, Trevor, what happened to you? That's just like, I was signing out for him.
Yeah. They thought he was Taylor, that's why.
He thought it was Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I live 6 blocks away from north of the pier, so I coach volleyball beach there every day and this and that.
Nice.
But I wanted to take this time for thank you for the interview, and I wish you the best of luck for pool play tomorrow, and moreover, a better result for the tournament, okay? This is Alex Ranghieri, the handsomer of the two.
Oh, come on.
Later. Jason DeBeas with NY Varsity Sports, also volleyball one-on-one. I have the winners of the first round of the quarterfinals, Walkenhorst and Ludwig. Thank you guys so much for having me, first of all. Second, some of the things that you guys need to be mindful of going into the next round without giving away too much of your strategy.
So
Sorry, again?
One of the things the two of you remain mindful of as you go into the later rounds mentally.
We actually are going really always from game to game. So next one will be also like a practice game, and we didn't play so much in the last weeks, so it's perfect for us to have a lot of games here. And is that the question?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. You guys are the Olympic gold medal champions from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. How much pressure do you feel being the hunted? Teams come after you and say, "I'd love to get a piece of the Olympic beach volleyball champions."
We feel it. Everybody wants to beat us.
Yeah, but is it one of those things that you guys continue to welcome, or is it just one more thing to worry about? What are your thoughts and sentiments on that as we continue to go?
I mean, actually, we don't have that much pressure right now. How long have we fought already? We're ready right now to play our best because we had a long break between some shoulder programs and surgeries. But of course, last year it was an amazing year. We had so much fun and won a lot of tournaments. And I think the biggest pressure is that we want to show this again and play how we did last year.
And last but not least, on my show, Volleyball the Tuesday After, someone asked me who's the best beach volleyball coach out there today. I told them it was the coach from Germany. They asked what his name was. I went, I don't know. I Googled searched him. He was a ghost, and I need you to say.
I'm not allowed to say that on video. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's mine. We get it's come
fucking
on.
Jürgen Wagner.
Ladies, I want to personally thank you, personally and professionally thank you. For you guys were 2-0, Toledo and Larissa were 2-0.
Yeah.
You guys went right after each other. You did it for the fans. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hey, under the umbrella, I'm with one of the Sams. There's Sam Schacter, and there's his other half, Sam Petlow, aka Sexy Jesus. So listen, you guys are playing the winner of this match, right? That is the quarterfinals or semifinal match, am I correct?
Yeah.
Cool. So waiting in the wings for the Italians playing the Polish. The Polish now lead 1-0, 27-25. Without giving away too much of your strategy, what are some of the things you look for the winners? Let's start with the Poles.
I mean, they're definitely a tough side-out team, so you just kind of got to play some solid, stable defense against them and take advantage of the opportunities. I think serving tough and taking them out of system is really key because they have such a varied offense that they can run that quick tempo stuff that you see. It's pretty unique, and they also run a pretty good high ball offense. So, but you know, pretty much on a strategy basis, we just more focus on our own game because if we can take care of our own side out, the rest of our defense just
as far as that strategy is concerned, would you say the same about the Italians, getting them out of first hit?
Yeah,
I think
pretty
their
much.
second hit is even more.
I mean, for sure, they're a little less familiar with each other because they haven't played as many tournaments together. So maybe playing on that lack of team chemistry might be something to try and take advantage of. But they're definitely both strong and physical athletes. So I think just making them earn their points and playing high quality ball on our own side is always the strategy to win for any top team.
Cool. Any last minute preparations or training before this match? Is this something that you picked up in practice that you like that helps prepare you for some of these matches?
You know, just our regular routine. We've been playing some good ball, so just kind of staying in rhythm is the most important for us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sam Schacter, thank you and the best of luck in your semifinals.
For sure, thank you.
Hey, Jason DeBiz at courtside for Volleyball 101 and NY Varsity Sports. I got Hagen Smith and I got Cole Fiers, the setter from Stanford and the setter outside hitter from UCLA. Congratulations on your second round victory, 21-19, 21-18, boys.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Well, let's work from the present tense and let's talk about that match. Some of the things that you felt like you had to do to finish, as far as psychological is concerned.
Finishing the second one, it was 16-12 at the switch, and they had an injury timeout. And that long period of time allowed us to relax a little bit, but it ended up being too much. And they came out with a sense of, why not? You know, I'm hurt. I'll see how much I can do. And they came out and they pushed us a lot. And we kind of felt that. And then luckily we kicked it into gear in time, but it doesn't always happen that way.
You could feel their adrenaline, you could feel them want it, and they were pushing, and they had a couple points of momentum.
And I felt it too, and I was like, all we have to do is side out, pass the ball and side out, and that's what we did the whole game.
How much did the wind play much of an advantage? Right now we get wind coming off the water, which is behind you, I guess towards my screen. Was it strong enough, or is this something that played a significant advantage that you guys used, or it's just one of those things you didn't feel because it was it's you guys train in Hermosa Beach. This is definitely deader than that. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Definitely on my tosses compared to the first court, had a little bit more shelter. My toss on my serve was blowing a little bit, getting more in front of me, and I wasn't getting some snap on the ball.
Yep.
And so I readjusted, tossed it a little bit further back. It took a little while throughout the game for me to get it, but once I got it, and I knew I didn't have to go rip, I just had to get a good snap on it. It definitely changed. And not too much, didn't feel it too much on the setting or passing, but you can definitely use it to your advantage, even with this little Gus.
You nailed it. I mean, it was only the serving. I'd say our first match, it was a little more of a factor because it was blowing our sets right on the net, and their blockers were just kind of clamping.
You had a pretty good on too. That actually off of his dig, and I think it was just like in front of you, and you just did what every lefty setter would do with a pass like that.
I was just gonna hit the ball as hard as I could.
And when in doubt, go middle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And last but not least, you guys are predominantly indoor players, and I wanted you to talk to me a little bit about the process and the transition, and just people you're drilling with to help you prepare for this not even close to over summer.
Yeah. So I mean, I've just with graduating college and everything, I've had kind of like a relaxing into it. I haven't trained as much as I want to, but any little bit is better than I've ever really had. This is my first summer playing in professional tournaments, and I mean, it's a lot different because it's all on you. Indoor, you have your club or your
it's a cooperative effort.
Yeah, so, and you have to go or else you're cut. Here, you can just. I mean, your partner will drop you, but you can probably find someone else.
Absolutely.
So it's a lot more on yourself to get out and play.
Yeah. One thing I would say about that is, like, as setters, you're like the leader of your team, right? And depending on how you perform is how your team is going to perform. So if you have an off day, your whole team is going to be off. And the same thing on the beach. It's just two guys, right?
Yeah.
So you both have to be on your best level. So as a setter, you come into every single match, you're like, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to play as hard as I can and as focused as I can, and it directly applies to the beach.
Would you guys agree with me that being indoor setters and coming out to the beach was a little bit more helpful than any other position that would transfer to the beach?
I think what
I was an indoor setter too, and I mean, it's great.
Definitely the ball control. I think we both have great ball control, passing and bump setting as well. I mean, I hand set twice today, but just the mind, like Cole was saying, the mindset and the ball control. I guess most setters have good ball control. As
you continue to play out here, trust me, you're gonna be. It's gonna be a life full of hands. Okay, so before I go, I just wanted to thank you guys personally for being part of the co-op group a couple of weeks ago. It's just something me and Greg Faulkner are gonna put together for indoor players trying to play beach. Remember how we did? Everyone brings 2 drills and they coach their own drills. And thank you very much, and congratulations. Good luck in your next round. Go get it.
Thank you so much.
Pregowska and Pertrasic, right?
Pertrasic.
Yeah. Pertrasic and Pregowska. I am Jason DeBeas. I'm from NY Varsity Sports, and I'm from Volleyball 1-on-1. Congratulations on your 2-1 victory. Do you have 1 round left?
We have 1 round left. We're not sure who we play. I think the winner of the court, Jason to us. And so we had a bye this morning. Played at 2 o'clock. So it was our first warm-up game. First time playing together in a competitive setting. So I think our nerves are out. We were anxious in the beginning. We were down, but we certainly.
Well, let's talk about this first time. Nice. Hey, let's talk a little bit about this first time thing as far as chemistry. How long? Talk to me about the process, just about getting to know each other and this and that, and just the breaking in process and how it applies to just playing in the game.
Well, we've known each other for a little while now, played like against each other and sometimes with each other in trainings, and just like a few days ago kind of decided we were gonna play this together, got our touches, and but yeah, finding our rhythm in a competitive setting is kind of like that process and getting through our nerves. But with her, I was even saying, even when we were down, she keeps me in it. I never felt like we weren't gonna get that last set. I knew the whole time she was gonna keep me there and keep me in rhythm.
Yeah, you have some of these matches that are one set apiece. Sometimes it's not even the best team that wins; it's the team that's the most hot. You guys played like the better team in the 3rd set. So, what were some of the things you needed to do to finish?
serving. She served and just basically she kept me in it, and it's just like stay aggressive, go for it, full out. Whenever we're being like timid, that's when I kind of started to like lose our rhythm, and when we just went for it and kept our ground.
Yeah. Okay, we got a nice big partnership here with F5VB, World Series of Beach Volleyball and the NVL. Talk to me about the excitement or the wild, should I say the wild anticipation of the partnership and the nostalgic surrounding that it brings.
I think for me, it brings back a lot of memories because last year and 2 years ago, I was playing here in the World Series for Poland. So I think being here around that environment with the best players in the world and having a great tour right beside it, that energy, that excitement is here, we feel it. So it makes us play better. And
it's like a whole nother level. So it's kind of like, feels like you see that and then you come here and it's like, yeah, that's always going to.
It's like everybody takes the elevator up.
Exactly,
yeah.
Absolutely. So that's where we want to be competing at.
So do you find yourself playing good against good teams and bad against bad teams sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. I think that's a very mental part of the game, and you have to consistently be ready to go and play the rhythm. And I was telling KP while we were playing, like, let's not worry about what they're doing on their side. We have to worry about us, our side, the balls, the passes, and the setting has to be consistent. So it doesn't matter what's on the other side. You have to play at this level, and we have to play even better at that side.
Yep. Do you share her sentiment? Because honestly, there are certain players that play one level regardless of competition. And do you understand what I'm saying? There's some players that play good, that play up with the up and down with the down. So
yeah, it's easy to like kind of get sucked into a different kind of game when you start playing their side, which I think that's kind of what we were doing at first, and it wasn't our game. And then once we started sticking to what we needed to do on our side, then it kind of took care of itself.
Okay, last question, and this question is rhetorical. Do you think you playing your best beats everybody else playing their best?
Yeah.
See what I mean about rhetorical questions?
I was like, wait, yeah.
We're definitely excited.
Thank you guys so much. Good luck. Do you have one more round? Or?
One more round. So
all right, one more river to cross, one more mountain to climb. Main draw, let's do it.
So that's all I have for today. A bunch of great interviews. I'm going to have Ty Loomis next week. He's going to be my featured guest, AVP champion that helped Maddison McKibbin win his first one. But for all of you at home watching on your computer or on your phone or on a laptop at Starbucks, I'm Jason DeVilliers. See you next week. So long. Hey, Rat Legends on, the Brains and the Brun got together and finished with 2 times. They had a big breakup and they kissed and made up, and that's how they got to the semis. Maddie McKibbin was worried not winning when his older brother got hurt. Then Ty came along and he righted the wrong, and they won and they rolled in the dirt. Billy Allen and Stafford, they got to the finals 2 times, and I'm glad they won 1. And let's not forget about Summer and Sled and Flint and Larson had fun. The NVL, V-League, and F5VB together promoted World Series. This hot every day, both Witz and Clays and Krabs and Alice Ranghieri. The cello and Stockman and Flugen and Buckman and Ludwig played like a boss. This Brown and Yelson and Berner and Maddison, Lauren, Venjic and Ross. Phil and Nichols up shop with the blocks and the shots at Lotus and Toledo were on. And the summer coaches made the NBA finals, and I guess we can all thank Duran.